Ladies and gentlemen, picture this with me. A young man in his early 20s, fresh out of his mother's basement in Atlanta, steps into the bustling streets of New York City. He carries no silver spoon, no powerful family name, no safety net of wealth. What he does carry is a dream, a burning desire to change his life, and the courage to chase success when every odd is stacked against him. He didn't wear expensive suits or drive flashy cars. In fact, he often wore the same pair of jeans to job interviews. But he had mentors, two basketball coaches. One was a medical supplies entrepreneur, the other a real estate investor. They weren't loud or boastful. They were steady, disciplined, focused on their strengths, and generous with their wisdom. This young man absorbed their habits, copied their routines, and in time, built a portfolio of 366 properties, launched his own business, and became a coach to others chasing their dreams. Friends, that's not luck. That's the power of habits. Ordinary actions, done with extraordinary consistency, can transform a basement-dwelling dreamer into a millionaire. Today, I want to pull back the curtain and reveal to you the secret habits of millionaires you must know. These habits are not reserved for the privileged few. They are accessible to anyone willing to adopt them. And here's why this matters. According to a groundbreaking study by Ramsey Solutions, nearly 80% of millionaires are self-made. They didn't inherit wealth, they built it. Through choices, through discipline, through invisible habits that compounded over time. That means the path is open. It means the millionaire's life isn't just for them. It's possible for you. By the end of this speech, I promise you'll walk away not just inspired, but equipped. Equipped with habits that can change the way you think, act, and ultimately live. Let's dive in. Success never happens by accident. Millionaires don't stumble into their wealth. They design it. They live by routines as precise as an architect's blueprint. Think about it. Apple's co-founder Steve Jobs was famous for wearing the same black turtleneck every day. Why? To save his decision-making energy for what really mattered. Similarly, Elon Musk breaks his day into 5-minute blocks to maximize focus. And the data proves it. The national study of millionaires shows that 86% of wealthy individuals work 55 hours per week, not because they're forced to, but because they're disciplined enough to see work as investment. Discipline isn't punishment, it's freedom. Freedom from regret, freedom from mediocrity, freedom from wondering, what if? So, ask yourself, what's one discipline you can adopt today? Maybe it's waking up 30 minutes earlier, exercising before dawn, or writing down your top 3 goals every morning. Small shifts, practiced daily, build an unshakable foundation. As motivational giant Jim Rohn once said, we must all suffer one of two things, the pain of discipline or the pain of regret. Millionaires choose discipline. Which pain will you choose? If discipline is the foundation, learning is the fuel. Millionaires are voracious learners. They don't consume information to look smart, they do it to grow, adapt, and lead. Thomas Corley, who studied the daily habits of 233 wealthy individuals, discovered millionaires spend an average of 5.5 hours a week reading, compared to just 2 hours for the general population. They devour biographies, business books, leadership strategies, and personal development guides. Oprah Winfrey attributes much of her success to reading. She once said, "Books were my path to personal freedom." Warren Buffett still reads 500 pages a day, and Bill Gates takes week-long reading vacations just to immerse himself in new ideas. Why? Because learning changes your perspective. It turns obstacles into opportunities. Here's your challenge: commit to 20 pages a day. That's 600 pages a month, roughly 2 books. Imagine what that steady intake of wisdom will do for your mindset, your skills, your ability to think bigger. Knowledge compounds like interest, and the return is exponential. No one climbs to the top alone. Millionaires understand that success is a team effort. They build intentional networks, people who challenge them, inspire them, and push them to level up. Remember the young man at the start. His basketball coaches weren't just mentors, they were his network. They introduced him to new ideas, opened doors, and modeled what success looks like. Warren Buffett put it best: "It's better to hang out with people better than you. Pick out associates whose behavior is better than yours, and you'll drift in that direction." In Corley's research, 73% of self-made millionaires mentored others. Why? Because giving creates a cycle of abundance. When you help others rise, you rise too. So evaluate your circle. Are the people around you lifting you higher or pulling you down? Start small, join a mastermind, attend an industry event, or even connect with someone on LinkedIn. Your net worth often mirrors your network. Build it wisely. Here's a secret that might surprise you: most millionaires don't live lavishly. They live prudently. The Ramsey study revealed that 31% of millionaires drive Toyotas or Hondas. They buy modest homes, avoid flashy luxuries, and treat debt like a plague. Why? Because wealth isn't about what you spend, it's about what you keep. One striking stat: almost all millionaires pay cash for big purchases. They delay gratification today to build abundance tomorrow. Take Lynette Calfini-Cox, the money coach. She grew up in poverty, but by confronting debt, budgeting ruthlessly, and prioritizing savings, she built lasting wealth. Prudence didn't limit her life, it expanded it. Here's your takeaway: build an emergency fund. Create a budget. Cut unnecessary expenses. Because money that isn't wasted is money that can be invested. Millionaires don't chase quick wins, they think long-term. They invest consistently, like farmers planting seeds season after season, knowing a harvest will come. Statistics show 8 out of 10 millionaires credit their employer retirement plan for their wealth, and 3 out of 4 focus on long-term investing, not short-term speculation. Consider Chris Hogan's research. The average millionaire reaches wealth not by winning the lottery or striking it rich, but by investing steadily in index funds, real estate, and retirement accounts over decades. Jack Ma, founder of Alibaba, once said, "Today is hard, tomorrow will be worse, but the day after tomorrow will be sunshine." Consistent investing is the bridge to that sunshine. Start where you are, max out your 401k, buy into low-cost index funds, or set up automatic investments. You're not gambling, you're planting seeds for financial freedom. Millionaires don't fear failure, they befriend it. They understand every misstep is a lesson, every rejection a redirection. Richard Branson said it best: "You don't learn to walk by following rules. You learn by doing and by falling over." Consider Derek Fay. He grew up in poverty and abuse, but instead of letting it define him, he used it as fuel. He founded 3F Management and now helps scale businesses across the US. Failure wasn't his enemy, it was his mentor. Research shows resilient people don't just bounce back, they bounce forward. They grow stronger through adversity. So next time you fail, don't ask, "Why me?" Ask, "What is this teaching me?" Millionaires aren't the ones who never fall. They're the ones who keep rising. What good is wealth if you're too sick to enjoy it? Millionaires understand health is wealth's twin. Studies reveal over 60% of millionaires engage in competitive sports. They prioritize fitness, nutrition, and rest because energy fuels execution. Suze Orman, financial guru, faced a major health scare in 2020. She adapted, slowed down, and prioritized her well-being, proving even high achievers must protect their health to sustain success. So, schedule workouts like business meetings. Eat to fuel your body, not just satisfy cravings. And never underestimate the millionaire power of a good night's sleep. Finally, the most fulfilling habit: giving. Michael Bloomberg once said, "America is built around this premise that you can do it, and there are an awful lot of people who are unlikely to have done it who did. And when they did, they gave back." Self-made millionaires know true wealth isn't measured in dollars, it's measured in impact. They mentor, donate, and uplift. The young man in our opening story freely shared his knowledge, and it led to more deals, more partnerships, and more opportunities. Giving created a cycle of abundance. You don't need millions to give. Start small, volunteer your time, donate a meal, share your skills. Abundance flows to those who share it. Ladies and gentlemen, these habits: discipline, learning, networking, prudence, investing, embracing failure, prioritizing health, and giving aren't secrets anymore. They're a blueprint, a roadmap to millionaire status, but more importantly, a roadmap to a fulfilled life. But here's the truth: knowledge without action is useless. You don't need to master all 8 habits today. Just pick one. One small habit, practiced daily, can change your trajectory forever. As Sarah Blakely, founder of Spanx, reminds us, it's important to be willing to make mistakes. The worst thing that can happen is you become memorable. So I leave you with this: millionaires aren't born, they're built. And starting today, the blueprint is in your hands. Now go build, become unforgettable.